Yeah. So how do you deal with being a consultant and then working with the employees or the workers of that particular company? Like, what are some how do you like win employees over and stuff like that to get behind the plan that you're creating?
Charisma. History. I think everyone's afraid of change, and as a consultant, your first job. And I talk about me being a digital transformation expert more than I'm a conversion rate optimization expert. And the first thing I learned with digital transformation is that you have to make people feel like their job isn't in jeopardy, and sometimes it is, but you can't make them feel like that from day one. Um, you have to really look at quickly identify what is someone's strengths and weaknesses, and then put them in positions where they can succeed. And I think that's really how you win people over as consultants. You try to be friendly. You try to ensure that they're excelling, and more importantly, that you're not the one that's getting all of the recognition. It's good that you want some recognition, but it's better if your team is getting recognized for the work and stuff like that. So people, they like that. It makes them feel comfortable. So for me, I think as long as I got paid as a consultant, I didn't really care about uh, being recognized. But as an employee, that's really important. That's really what helps them keep their job. And so you want to make sure that you're allowing them to shine while you shine too. You don't want to steal all the spotlight. 48 laws of power, if you will.
Right. Never outshine the master. Yeah.
Never outshine the master. So
Right. So obviously Obama won. But what were, I guess, like the major breakthroughs of that campaign? Because then eventually, right, other people started following what you were doing and stuff like that. So what were like some major things that happened that were, I guess, the metrics or whatever, aside from Obama winning the election again?
So I think I think it was Ad Age that did a write up, and they called it the most interactive political campaign at the time ever. And I had a chance to go on the speak.
And Ad Age is like one of the top advertising.
Yeah, like they're one of the top advertising publications in the industry at that time. At least they were. I don't know about now, but they, if Ad Age stamped you, you're pretty good now.
Yeah.
And for us, I think it was the fact that we went to mobile, that we weren't afraid to try something different with mobile apps. But then also we adapted to our user base. And, you see so many campaigns, even now today, where, this is a good idea. I'm going to force the borrower to do it, or force the user, the consumer, to do it this way.
Yeah.
I think there's something special about getting consumers involved early and then adopting to them. Um, Even with home lending power, most people don't realize that we started last year around, I would say, May, June, when we launched our private beta. And it's been ugly. It's been unfortunate, but it was an investor that told us if we can get 100 users, if we can get 100 users, they would be willing to invest $250,000. We ended up getting 1,200 users within that time period that he gave us, and they did not invest. But instead of, again, we talk about building the plane while you're flying. Instead of panicking, we took a negative and turned it into a positive by saying, okay, well, we're here now. How about you guys continue to help us? And they actually, the consumers volunteered to help us with that.
Yeah.
When we did a feedback session with Alpha Labs, and they just kept the feedback coming. So now you see that we're in a place now where we're a little bit closer to, I would say, being fully commercial ready, but we still allow our users to utilize the product before it's completely finished, so that they can weigh in, good or bad, whether they think it's functional. And sometimes that's a very slippery slope. Sometimes people log in and it doesn't work at all. But
Yeah.
when it does work, there's people, and I think you logged in at one point and it didn't work. People do log in and it works. It's a good experience because they're able to say, hey, I like this, or I didn't like this, and here's why I think you should make some changes. And unfortunately that sucks, but at the same time, you need those. You need the good with the bad. If you're only hearing the good, then eventually the bad can potentially sneak up on you. So
Right.
There's nothing wrong with launching it. But if you're waiting until a product is perfect, you probably waited too long, in that sense. And that is actually a very true statement.
Yeah, and a product is never really perfect, because it has to evolve with times, so.
Especially not software. There's always going to be bugs. There's always going to be something to fix, something to add on.
Right.
But again, you have to build it for your users. And if nothing else, our users help us understand where to prioritize. Sorry, our users understand where to prioritize our needs more than us, because there may be features that you want to utilize that necessarily aren't valuable to the people that are utilizing your product. So